Some people do a lot more than just sleep while asleep.
And what exactly are you doing, man?
It's a special code.
When you sleep, you probably do just that, sleep. But not everyone does. In fact, there have been instances of people doing extraordinary things while asleep that previously were thought to be impossible. And these stories go way beyond sleepwalking, but you'll see what I mean in just a second. So, here are 10 unbelievable things people have done while asleep. Number 1 is creating art. One morning in 1979, Welsh artist Lee Hadwin woke up to find that he had drawn an incredible work of art in his sleep. For many years, Hadwin spent his time as a nurse, helping the sick at a local hospital. But after he went to sleep, his sleepwalking persona would kick in. Using large sheets of paper and charcoal, Lee draws incredible works of art, all while unconscious. Today, now in his 40s, Hadwin has given up his nursing career to be a full-time sleeping artist. He literally works while he sleeps and sells the artwork while he's awake. Even President Donald Trump owns one of his unbelievable art pieces. And if you're confused, you're not alone. Hadwin is even more confused as he freely admits that while he's awake, he can't draw very well at all. Talk about a hidden talent. Number 2 is murder. Yeah, not all good things happen while you sleep. 23-year-old Kenneth Parks is a married man from Ontario, Canada. Parks' in-laws, Barbara and Dennis Woods, often referred to him as the Gentle Giant, a label clearly meant for the person that they knew when he was awake. That's because on May 24th, 1987, shortly after falling asleep, Parks' unconscious body walked down the stairs, got into his car, and drove nearly 14 miles to the Woods home in Scarborough. Once there, he entered the house and made his way into his in-laws' bedroom, where he stabbed Barbara multiple times and then strangled Dennis. And afterwards, he just got in his car and drove to the police station where he confessed. Now initially, Parks was not arrested, but believe it or not, he was actually acquitted after claiming he was unconscious throughout the entire ordeal. Getting away with murder, step 1, be asleep. Number 3 is sleep eating. After realizing that she was gaining weight after entering her 20s, Blue Springs, Missouri resident Anna Ryan decided that it was time to get back in shape by eating healthier and exercising more. Alarmingly though, even though she stuck to her diet, limiting calories to only 1,200 a day, she was still rapidly gaining weight. At her max, she was gaining at a rate of 13 pounds a month. It wasn't until 2007, when Anna was 40 years old and weighed 265 pounds, that a doctor discovered what was going on. It turns out that Anna has a sleep-related eating disorder, a condition shared by over 1 million Americans. The condition causes her to get up in the middle of the night and gorge herself on food and snacks in quantities that she wouldn't even consider if she was conscious. So if you're trying everything and you're gaining weight and don't know why, and all the food keeps going missing, now you know. Number 4 is sleep sex. Okay, it might not seem like it, but suffering from sexsomnia, better known as sleep sex, is almost as dangerous as murdering someone in your sleep. Those with this condition will not only sleepwalk out of their own bed, they might just unconsciously walk right into someone else's and start, well, you know. And if that wasn't crazy enough, it's usually not even their own partner's bed or even someone they've had sex with before. It could be a complete stranger. In fact, a woman from Australia would consistently leave her house in the middle of the night, pick up a stranger and have sex with them without remembering any of it the next morning. Think about the risks involved in that. STDs and pregnancy, it's not good. It's kind of hard to believe the excuse, I was asleep, I didn't know what I was doing, but after medical examination, they did indeed find that she suffered from sexsomnia. Number 5 is jumping out a window. You've likely had more than a few dreams about falling, whether you remember them or not. However, falling while sleepwalking is a completely different story. In 2007, while sleepwalking, a German teenager walked right out of a 4th-story window. Incredibly, he survived with only a broken arm and a leg, but what's even more shocking is that he was still fast asleep when people on the street rushed over to see him. Then, in 2009, 18-year-old Rachel Ward climbed out of her bed, got dressed, and then climbed out of her bedroom window only to fall 26 feet to the ground. But believe it or not, she too survived without a scratch. In both cases of the teens leaping out of windows, doctors explained that the fact that they were asleep was the very reason that they survived, due to the fact that their muscles were completely relaxed during the fall. Psychologists that studied them ended up suggesting that their subconscious psychologist needed them to climb out of a window because of a manifestation of them trying to escape stress in their life, such as a test or bullying. So if you're stressed out, go get a massage because you're gonna be jumping out of windows. Number 6 is conducting an orchestra. Okay, picture something that you're truly passionate about. Now, picture yourself doing that exact same hobby but while you're asleep. Well, that's what this guy experiences on a regular basis. While being enthusiastic about music and a part-time maestro for as long as he can remember, 78-year-old Harry F. Rosenthal has only ever really conducted an orchestra while he was fast asleep. A former reporter for the Associated Press, Rosenthal has claimed that he's been sleepwalking since he was only 3 years old. While on assignment in Cape Canaveral in the late 1960s and early 1970s, he used to be late-night entertainment for fellow reporters who were eager to see what the sleepwalker would do next. But out of everything that the man does in his sleep, conducting an orchestra is definitely the most bizarre. Regularly, he will either sit up in bed or go somewhere outside of his own home, move his hands as if he's conducting an orchestra, and make noises with his mouth to mimic the instruments that he's hearing. And I'm not just talking about one instrument, I'm talking about all the instruments in the orchestra. That's gonna be a GIF, isn't it? Number 7 is sending email. In 2008, a 44-year-old woman climbed out of bed, still soundly asleep, and wandered over to her computer. Oh, nothing bad could happen. She managed to log into her email account and proceed to send 3 emails inviting people over to, well, it's not quite clear what her intentions were. One email read, "Come tomorrow and sort this hellhole out, drinks and dinner at 4 p.m. Another one simply said, "What the..." And that was it. And it wasn't until she received a phone call the next day from one of the recipients accepting her bizarre invite that she realized what she had done. Apparently, the medication she was taking gave her just enough awareness to not only communicate, but clearly to plan a whole party. Number 8 is recording an album. If you've ever been to a slumber party or otherwise spent time next to a sleeping person, there's a good chance that you've heard someone talking or mumbling in their sleep. It's quite common, and while usually what's said is nonsensical, there have been some cases of people that have said valuable words. Take Jeon Macgregor, for example. In the 1960s, this New York songwriter was recorded by his roommate as he sang and spoke in detail about the incredible dreams he was having. This while he was in the middle of having the dreams. In 1964, after the ramblings were laid down on a music track, his sleep singing album entitled The Dream World of Jeon Macgregor, He Talks in His Sleep, was released. Shortly after, a book with the same name was released with the transcribed lyrics and even some additional dreams that were clearly not song material. I just took a dump. We're not putting that on the album. So if you have a dream of making it big on the music scene and can't quite seem to make a breakthrough album, maybe you just need to take a nap. Number 9 is climbing a crane. In late July of 2005, a 15-year-old girl managed to sleepwalk out of her house in southeast London, England, and over to a construction site nearby. Despite there being a guard on duty, she managed to elude him, climb 131 feet up a crane unseen, and then proceed to crawl 40 more feet to the edge of the crane's platform. From there, she literally just curled up and fell back asleep. But when a passerby spotted her at 2 in the morning, he thought that he was seeing a dead body and called the police. Firefighters worked to help her, but feared that if she woke up, she might panic and fall to her death. So instead, one firefighter climbed up and took her cell phone, calling her parents to help. Bruh, you're a firefighter. Aren't you the help? But anyway, they called her back and she woke to answer the phone, but found the worried firefighter there to save her. The unnamed teen survived the ordeal, though I imagine she may have developed a fear of heights. And number 10 is a midnight drunken road trip. Okay, we all know that drinking and driving is a bad idea. The question is, does our subconscious know the same? Unfortunately for some, it doesn't seem to at all. In 2003, a nurse in Denver, Colorado, yes, a nurse, who was finding difficulty getting to sleep, took a popular sleep aid called Ambien and headed to bed. But soon after falling asleep, her body got up without her knowledge, drank half a bottle of wine, and went for a drive. Still asleep, she had difficulty operating the vehicle, duh, and crashed the car into an intersection. Yeah, but her night didn't end there. She then decided that it was time to relieve herself and peed on the ground. The 2 police officers that showed up at the scene took that as the perfect time to arrest her, but she wasn't having any of it. She actually fought back, and the officers clearly won, and the woman later woke up in a jail cell unable to remember a thing. Luckily for her, prosecution took pity on her and let her off with a reckless driving charge. Talk about a wild night. So, those were 10 unbelievable things people did while asleep. But as always, I want to know from you, have you ever done anything crazy in your sleep or know someone that has? Leave your comment below because I'll be reading through them and I'm going to pin the best comment to the top. I really appreciate you guys coming by today. Thank you so much. Remember to come back tomorrow and every weekday at exactly 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time because I'll have a brand new video for you. I'll see you then.